Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I've had a really weird 3 years away from YouTube, but I have an update on my greatest research project yet. 10 minutes after this video is posted, I'm going live on Twitch and injecting myself with legal drugs that were prescribed to me by a doctor. The story begins in 2020 when I used Fighting Lion to get the Flawless title. This made me realize I could do anything if I just locked the fuck in. Feeling inspired by Lion, I went on to create a series of challenges for myself because it's fun to do hard things. My highlights included using the blink jump for 3 months, researching shotguns so hard I got mentioned in a TWAB, and of course deleting every single item in my vault because I was bored. This was all very fun, but that's not the point of video games. The point is to get good and have a high kill-death ratio. I was still pretty bad at the game at the time, so I decided to get serious about life and work on improving my KDR. I tried aim training, coaching, and gamer drinks. And of course, I even tried recreating all my characters as female because I saw a Camicakes video about how the female player character models have smaller visual hitboxes, so they might be slightly harder to see and therefore slightly harder to hit. But none of this shit worked. However, that Camicakes video led me to find a promising scientific study by renowned endocrinologist Germ. Germ proved that taking estrogen could actually improve your gaming performance in competitive settings. Eager to improve my KDR, I made an appointment at Planned Parenthood. I got an estrogen prescription, but fortunately, on my way out of the clinic, I ran into a protester who informed me that taking estrogen wouldn't make me a woman. I'm not sure why they told me this because that wasn't the goal, but this good advice got me thinking. The news often mauls about athletes who take estrogen to gain a competitive advantage in sports. Competitive advantage was exactly what I was looking for. Upon further research, I discovered that all of these successful athletes weren't just taking estrogen, but had taken it a step further by also becoming women. At this point, it started to make sense why Germ's improvement had capped out. He hadn't gone far enough. So, because I'm actually dedicated to improvement in gaming, I took estrogen and also grew out my hair and changed my name and pronouns and got a new fucking wardrobe and came out to all of my friends and family, including my grandparents and my job, and also found a greater sense of self. But all in all, it was a pretty standard transition, which is what was needed for this experiment. After that was all done, I had a look at the numbers. Before my transition, I had about 3,000 hours of Destiny on testosterone as a man, and my KD was a pathetic 1.2. Embarrassing. Basically, I would need to play another quick 3,000 hours of Destiny on estrogen as a woman while tracking my KDR and then compare. Whichever was more good, I would do that because again, I'm dedicated. Feeling confident in my methodology, I began the research. Unfortunately, living as a woman accidentally made me so happy that all I wanted to do was spend time with my friends and family and make art. So in the span of 2 years, I only played Destiny for 6 hours, which was really bad for the experiment and bad for my KDR. I went back to the drawing board because I wondered if estrogen could be the culprit here. In a delicate balancing act, I took testosterone while crucially remaining a woman for an entire year. Unfortunately, this made me so depressed that I wanted to kill myself, which would be worse for my KDR because when you die in real life, you also die in Destiny. In a last-ditch effort to preserve my life, the experiment, and most importantly, my KDR, I've made the decision to resume estrogen while remaining a woman. You might be worried. once I resume estrogen, I'll want to hang out with my friends again, which would be bad for my KDR and the experiment. But don't worry, as a Sigma male, I make my own fate. By living as a woman for 2 years, I strategically put myself into an astronomical level of financial debt. Therefore, to dig myself out, I'll be forced to stream the remaining 2,994 hours of Destiny on Twitch as a woman. I'm kicking this off by taking my first estrogen shot in over a year, live on twitch.tv/Mia_Wolp, starting in just a few minutes. Maybe after a few more years, I'll finally discover an answer to the question, what do you gotta do to get good? And are girls good at video games? To think, this all began 5 years ago with me getting the flawless title with Fighting Lion. Honestly, a shorter way of summing up all of this research thus far and my entire channel is that Fighting Lion made me a woman. Eyes up, Guardian. Thank you, Lion. Thank you, Wei Ning. Thank you, Cami Cakes, of course. Thank you, Germ. Thank you, Bungie. Thank you, Planned Parenthood, and thank you, Planned Parenthood protester. And most of all, thank you for watching all of these years and supporting science with your viewership. You should also know I've created a new non-Destiny channel, youtube.com/@MiaWolp, where I'll be playing the character of a woman. My first video on that channel goes live in just a few minutes, and it's just a few minutes long, which means there's just enough time for you to go watch it before I go live on Twitch and take my first shot in a year. In that video, you'll find out where I've been walking this entire time and why I look so fucked up. So get the fuck out of here and watch that video! Leave! I'm fucking serious. Get the fuck over to that new channel.